Welcome to the Academy of Adoption and Assisted Reproduction Attorneys. This is our state series, and today we are covering the District of Columbia. We've got 6 fellows with you today, plenty of people practicing in that area for you to get lots of information from, but let's introduce you to them today. And just for the sake of letting you know, we do have another fellow that's with licensed to practice in the District of Columbia, and I'll give you the contact information and get a hold of everybody at the end. Meryl, introduce yourself.
Thanks so much, Kim. I have been a practicing attorney in the District of Columbia, which is not a state, for about 30 years. I also practice in Maryland and New Jersey, and I have spent a lot of time working with some of the folks on this video to make sure that DC is friendly to surrogacy since 2016.
Beautiful. And Diane.
Thank you so much. I am Diane Hinson. I am the owner and founder of Creative Family Connections, which I founded in 2001. So that's 20 plus years ago. We are a law firm that focuses exclusively on reproductive law, and we also do everything a surrogacy agency does. Our clients come to us from all over the US and internationally. We are headquartered in Maryland, but we also have offices in DC and in Virginia. Our mission statement is that everyone can build a family, and we are passionate about that. About just over half of our clients are part of the LGBTQ plus community. Thank you.
You're welcome. Great. Thank you. Stanton, introduce yourself, please.
Hi, I'm Stanton Phillips. I'm an attorney that practices in DC and Virginia. My practice, which I've been doing for over 30 years, has been involved with surrogacy and adoption law, and I'm glad to be here today.
And we've got 2 Jennifers today. So how about Jennifer McGill? You go first.
Hi, my name is Jen McGill. I'm the Director of Legal Services and Surrogacy with Creative Family Connections. We offer surrogacy and legal services, occasionally to gestational carriers, but typically to intended parents who plan to create or expand their family through egg donation, surrogacy, or even both. I have nearly 12 years of experience in this field, and I've been a fellow with the Academy of Adoption and Assisted Reproduction Attorneys for 4 years now. I practice this type of law all day, every day, and I love what I do. P.S. I'm licensed in DC and in Maryland.
I like the PS. Perfect. And Michelle.
Hey, sorry about that. My name is Michelle Missler, and I am the owner and practice at Missler Law. I am licensed in Washington, D.C. and Maryland, and I enjoy providing legal support to those building their families and have been doing it for over 9 years.
And Jennifer Fairfax, last but not least, of course.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So my name is Jennifer Fairfax. I am the owner and run the law firm Jennifer Fairfax LLC. I'm licensed in Maryland, DC, and Virginia. Been practicing in the areas of family building, which includes both surrogacy, donors, as well as adoption for a little over 2 decades now. Also worked with many of the attorneys that you see on this screen as well to draft and implement and work on that DC Collaborative Reproduction Act, which we'll be talking about a little bit later today. But everyone on this screen, all of us, myself included, is very passionate about helping people build their families through the way that they feel is appropriate and that meets their needs. And so look forward to you reaching out to one of us when you need help.
Great. All right, team. So let's dig in. I am not licensed to practice in the District of Columbia. So let's explain to the public a little bit about that. Meryl, is the District of Columbia a friendly place for people to go for assisted reproduction?
It is, and I'm excited to say that because for a long time it was not, and for many years now, as I know you mentioned earlier, a lot of us here and other people worked hard to make sure it was welcoming to all families. You do have to have some connection of some kind, either the intended parent or parents need to live there, reside there, or the gestational carrier or delivery it happens there. It can't be based on just expected delivery there like some states. So we do welcome anybody trying to build their families with those connections. And, as everyone mentioned, any of us can help in people who are trying to build their families that way.
Great. So Diane, for some states, it's actually written into the statutes. And of course, DC is not a state. We're going to go through that a lot today. I'm going to keep using the word state. And others, it's not written into statute. What does it look like in DC?
So DC does have a statute. It actually used to have one of the worst statutes in the nation because surrogacy contracts were criminal. So the statute that was passed in 2016, after the hard work of a lot of people on this Zoom, it repealed that part that criminalized the statutes and amended the act so that now surrogacy contracts are permitted, even commercial surrogacy is permitted. It streamlines the process. If you meet certain enumerated requirements, like having separate legal counsel, having a written agreement, et cetera, and then you're allowed a pre-birth order for gestational surrogacy and a post-birth order at least 48 hours afterwards for traditional or genetic surrogacy, which is actually kind of unusual, but that's in there. So it's pretty progressive on that fact.
So Stan, Meryl covered this a tiny bit, but are there groups of people, we've got people watching this video, some are married, some are not married, some are a single intended parent. Are there groups that need to be weary or concerned about coming to the District of Columbia for that work?
The District of Columbia is very, very good to intended parents. Anybody any situation can be had in DC as long as there's that jurisdictional connection that Diane described, meaning that somebody has to either live in DC, either the intended parents or the surrogate, or the baby is born there. Once that is met, DC is very friendly.
So Jennifer Fairfax, I think if we all had $1 for every time we've been asked, how quickly can the parentage process happen? What does it look like in DC? Everybody wants to know, like, how quick, how fast?
Well, I think it's going to depend on a couple of things, right? So if we're getting a pre-birth order in DC, we ask the parties to contact us when the carrier is about 20 weeks pregnant. Everybody has their different variations so that we can file. A lot of times the time takes to getting everybody to review everything, sign off so that we can get it filed. But once we file it, currently in DC, your order can come within a couple of weeks, sometimes faster than that, sometimes a little bit longer, but it's pretty quick in comparison to some other jurisdictions. There's always your lawyers, anyone on the screen who we all do this regularly will be able to say, based on what's happening at the court right now, they can adjust those time periods. The same thing with a post-birth order. So you're going to get a post-birth order if the grounds for jurisdiction is that the baby was born in DC, or if it's a traditional surrogacy order. Those are both going to be post-birth. We have gotten those orders in about a week. And of course, we stress to the court in those particular situations that time is of the essence because the baby is already here and we need to get parentage established. So again, DC courts, the system is well-versed in this. The judges who rule on these are familiar with them. They understand the time sensitivity and they do act very quickly.
So Michelle, it's the same question, which is, if we had $1 for every time we're asked how quickly we can get the birth certificate, what does that process look like in DC?
Recently, it's not that quickly, but we'll do our best to move it along. And you should always contact your attorney once the baby is born. It's not a problem in terms of once you have a pre-birth order, it's submitted along with very specific documents to gestational carrier birth. We just want to make sure the hospital had the correct documents completed and sent to vital records. And so having someone support you and making sure that that trail of papers has been done correctly is really important. And that can help hopefully move the process along a little bit faster.
Jennifer McGill, is there a benefit to being a fellow with the Academy and working with the others that are on this video right now?
Absolutely. Being a fellow with this Academy really has been both an honor and a resource. It's a field that has science that is complex and evolving. And so the law can be in turn. So it's obviously very comforting to be part of a great network and collegial group of attorneys, especially here in DC, where we are actively bouncing ideas off one another, we're sharing in resources, even tips. We're all extremely family forward. So it essentially proves true that when one of us succeeds, we all succeed.
Gosh, that was a good, I like that. That was powerful. And I have to agree with you. Absolutely. So one of the things we have to say today is that we obviously didn't answer all the legal nuances for the District of Columbia in this video today. You will want to contact one of these fellows and get additional information if you are looking at utilizing the District of Columbia. So in order to get their contact information, you can go back to the Academy's website. We have a map and you can click on the District of Columbia and you can see all the fellows that are licensed in that area. And their contact information is located there. The website you'll want to go to is adoptionart.org. Again, that is adoptionart.org. And we thank you everyone on this video for sharing with us about the District of Columbia today. And we look forward to you calling one of them.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kim.
Much.
Thank you. And Kimberly, thank you so much.